Thoughts? Huh?
You can have them now.
Cast.
You can cast.
You cast, James. You don't think. Just cast.
Oh wow. Okay. Fine. Well, who's going to think then? Janko wants to leave. Why don't we make him stay then? He can do tricast.
All right then.
Do you want to do tricast?
James, I need some food at some
point.
Oh, okay.
This guy doesn't do anything for his money.
I don't think there's
just
food
leave
here anyway.
Just
okay, I'll stay, James. I'll stay. Cast now, James. You're not casting, James.
You flustered me now, Dan. You've just cast. The bomb's being planted, Dan.
All right. Well, it's like a retake situation. EnVyUs, and they have the site, they have the bomb ticking away, so you can definitely say that their situation is a good one for now. But in comes the Dignitas players, and also there they go, one dispatched by Apex down upper dark. That's a really important position there to hold. Apex can do all kinds of shenanigans there, but he can also just run out and get headshots as well, which is what he proceeds to do. And this is a very difficult time here for Tensky trying to get in. So both players are beginning to get weaker and weaker, but so is Tensky losing health. I wonder if there's actually a kit there. He did rushes. I'm not sure if anyone had bought a kit. Tensky sort of giving up there in the end, and that's going to be the round there for EnVyUs. So just a straight up B rush will secure it.
What's important to note here, Dan, is that actually the first map we see is Dust2, which was Dignitas' go-to veto.
Just about to check that.
And now with Cajun, obviously, they have more potential with the AWP, right? They didn't play with it. MSL was picking it up when he had to, but Cajun can be really proficient with it, especially on Dust2 city side, known for that car position.
Oh, so far so good. Yeah. So far so good here for EnVy on this anti-eco. There is food, by the way, Janko. There are sausages if you would like to eat some sausages.
No, thank you.
Oh, well, I guess you can
I had
say...
sausages this morning.
Really?
With some scrambled eggs.
If you think about it, sausages for breakfast is kind of weird, isn't it?
It is.
Is it? Why?
But there wasn't a lot of...
It's a bit heavy.
It's quite
heavy for breakfast. Oh, is it not that good there?
Yeah, I don't know. I was a bit late. They barely let me go and get some food.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, just give me whatever.
Hollywood Janko. I know you're closing, but I want to eat some food.
Yeah.
Marvelous. Well, I was going to say, you know, Dignitas. Obviously, they're a strategy-heavy team. Cajun B's literally just appeared into the team now, but I think they can at least just show him, okay, these are the nades that you'll need to throw in these situations. That shouldn't be too difficult to remember. For a best of 3 at the very least. So we'll see what they can do. I want to move into the buy round. If I'm not mistaken, Cajun B can do a bit of AWPing as well, right? He AWPs for Australia sometimes. So maybe that's going to be a help for Dignitas actually, because I mean that's been an issue with them historically. You had Tim who was apparently forced onto the AWP, and he's no longer in the team. So in that sense, Cajun B might actually end up being a better fit for Dignitas, because it might make them a more dynamic team in that sense.
Definitely, especially on the CT side, as we see him pick it up immediately. I mean, in his tenure in Astralis, he was known for playing that car position all the time, being really proficient with getting a pick or two and staying alive for his team to rotate and go for the retake. Not sure how comfortable he is on the T side, though, where you need to be more aggressive, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, here you go. We've got another long take coming in from EnVyUs. MBK's in there. Really nice pop flash for Tensky's position in pit to allow a free kill for MBK. He is just rolling in there, taking lives. Now just Cajun B with that AWP. He can stop this, but he's got to hit a lot of great shots. Actually hits that one, but it's a bit of a tag through a box, so not a killing shot after all. I think Cajun B, he did a lot of good work there. But at Config, can he save the day? Cajun B set him up. Oh, the spray is not good. Config would have been in another 1 versus 1 after that had he killed the player there, so that could have actually worked out for Dignitas, but very simple round from EnVyUs. We'll claim it, just a long take, some good flashes, and that's all you need, apparently.
I mean, they had a good long spawn, and a lot of teams, when they have a good spawn, they just try and take long immediately with a lot of flashes and smokes. It can be a bit random who gets the better timing on the flashes, but EnVyUs managed to power through.
All right, well, again, we've got Dignitas on an eco, so we will not expect much to be done in this particular round. 2 guys down already. So 2 plays on short for the remainder of the Danish side, but the bomb appears to be going over towards the bomb side, with Config being spotted in mid as well. That will cause the push to come in from EnVy into the site itself. Kenny's gone down as well. Now things are getting interesting. 2 rifles should be picked up. They will be here. Config just charging through. I was about to say, if the plant goes down, there's an argument to just try and run through the doors and stop it from happening, but he will go through the window. So a 2 versus 2.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. There is quite a bit of time here, and we've... Oh, okay, well, I was going to say, with Rubino up in upper dark, things could have been pretty good, but Tensky finds the kill in the smoke. That's going to even things up at 1 versus 1 now. As he pushes through the window, he's going to pull it out of the back there. Nicely done by Tensky to defuse and save the round. But Dignitas has lost 4 players. So the money's really going to suck for Dignitas, and EnVyUs, despite losing, got the bomb down, and they've won 4 in a row already. So they surely...
But they won an equal down.
Yeah, they're going to be...
And don't ask me to explain why MBK was standing in the middle of the map for some reason, not hiding in tunnels or behind the box on the platform, but it gives Dignitas a round. And even though they won an eco, they did spend all of their money on this buy. Cajun the only one with a bit of a bank, and we are still with healthy buys. And again, they go for the long take.
It will be successful. Smokes down, and NBK charging through. There's some flashbangs. That one won't come out in time for the CTs. Almost a team kill there, but Devil will get taken down by Rubino. They can be on the corner now. So lots of frags very quickly in this round so far, going in favour of the Danish side. So maybe they can string some together. They will not want to lose any more players here. Obviously, they are low on the money already, having only won 1 round. KGB spotted, finished off by Happy. The bomb is miles away in pit, however, and Happy's the only man standing now for his team. Double peek potentially going to be attempted here, but it's not really the most ideal place to do it. Happy jumps up though. And there's so much airtime. When somebody instantly spots you jumping, there's so much airtime before you can accurately shoot that it's a real problem. So
somehow I feel that wasn't intentional. But yeah, EnVyUs is going for these fast A splits all the time. The thought process behind it is if you go long and they are at long, you fight them, but it also means that there's probably no one at cat, so your teammates can power through and get control of the bomb site and maybe even kill the CTs in the back. But this time around, you could see the same strat doesn't work second time around because Rubino gets a couple of great kills with the M4, and it seems like EnVyUs decides to slow it down a little bit now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just changing the pace a little bit, perhaps keeping Dignitas on their toes. But Dignitas don't have the best cache of grenades to delay EnVyUs, and so if EnVyUs are able to play a slow round and get rid of a lot of that utility by harassing their opponents, then eventually when they do take a site, it's going to be hard for Dignitas to slow them down with no grenades, or even go for a retake with no grenades. So here it is. We're going to have some pressure in from Catwalk. It does feel like EnVyUs sort of just want to go straight into A. And with Rubino and Goose here, I feel like the defense this is a really good setup. As long as EnVyUs are able to smoke or flash off Cage and B, they should be good though.
Well, we'll see if they can do it. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a run boost coming in again. So we've got players flying onto the site very quickly, but that's a very good start by KGB and Rubino. So Rubino's position is now known, but he's still doing the damage. Down goes Kinyas as well. The USP coming out to finish off NBK. Going to get double dinked there by Rubino. So this is collapsing. Not a single frag so far for Envy. Happy is going to duel with Config towards CT spawn and takes down MSL in isolation. So the damage starting to rise here for the Dignitas side. But again, they've got the bomb on the site itself, and all the remaining plays are there. 19 seconds left, so all Happy can do is try to pressure the economy of the CTs at this point.
Which they helped him do with trying to hunt them for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, what I don't get is that I think when Shox and Smiths were on the team, EnVyUs had this strat where they would smoke off the bomb site and go for the short plant, and not even, sometimes they would even flash through the smokes to clear Goose and Car. And they used a lot of smokes, and it was exactly meant against this kind of a setup where the CTs have an op towards Car. But I haven't seen them execute that in a long time, and it would have been perfect for a round like this, but maybe with the new roster, players don't know how to throw the smokes.
I haven't seen a wall of smoke on short for a very long time. Dan's always rattling on about it, but when was the last time you saw it then?
Yeah, it's rare. I mean, NIP do it right now, but that's because, well, Threat's a big fan of it as well. But yeah, you don't see it too commonly, which is a shame. There's a lot of pluses to doing it, especially as in the meta game, teams seem to be usually actually more than not afraid of B splits. So what you'll actually see is instead of having the guy on site or on Goose, he'll actually be in CT. So So that's when that kind of play gets really strong, because then you only have to worry about the AWPer, and that wall of smokes guarantees the plant, and you don't get abused from the guy from Goose because he's not there. So yes, it's kind of strange that we don't see that. But yeah, auto sniper straight away from MSL is a little bit of an interesting pickup. Well,
Never mind.
see you later. See you later.
Never mind. That's what you get for buying auto snipers then.
Moving swiftly on. Hey guys, I've got this auto sniper. Everything's going to be fine. Guys.
So what you want to do here if you're EnVyUs, you just don't want to give a chance to Dignitas to get the refrag, right? You want to maybe spend a little time, force them to spend some of their utility, but do it safely so that you still have the man advantage, and then just make a call based on the information you have, and group towards a bomb site, use the numbers to get the trade kills, and play for the bomb afterwards.
KGB looking for those close quarters engagements. Oh, there's so many people to pick from. Devil will be the one to go down. Not able to get revenge onto Kenny S just yet. Many players around the short area for EnVy. I don't know if they've delved into CT spawn and see what kind of setup's there, but they will now from the back, no less, with Apex takes down KGB for free. There's a player over towards long though, or getting wrecked as well, and this might be EnVy's round, but Tensky's got something to say about that.
Yeah, when Apex is entering like that, that's pretty strong. And there you go, we're going to have the catwalk plant there. Kenny S will go for the peak. He knows that one of the two players is on long. And there he is, Tensky gets snapped down by Kenny S. And this round should surely go the way of EnVyUs at this point. Config has a world of troubles on his hand, and Kenny S will finish him off. And there you go, EnVyUs will finally steal away around and break the momentum that Dignitas had built up with the 4-round streak that they had just accumulated. But now Dignitas, because they were losing players all over the place, their money's not really very good. They're going to actually force it up here.
Yeah, because Rubino had enough money for an op, so they decided to go for a force with him dropping the op for Cajun, and this can't pay off. We see that they're going for an aggro play towards Cat, but he misses the shot.
Oh, that's unfortunate for the Danes. 4-5. Not much between these two teams at the moment.
The jig is up now. Now they know that they forced and they should have, okay. They should have just grouped up towards the other bomb site, maybe went for a B split, but they're still peeking without any nades.
They are indeed just overextending there. And KGB being ignored in CT at the moment, although maybe a bit suicidal to run through the smoke. Rubino's coming in to do some work, leaving it in a 3 versus 2. KGB using the high ground towards the door, but the bomb's going towards the window. Meanwhile, Happy gets taken down in mid. So we are down to a 2 versus 2. KGB still with an angle in CT spawn. And, well, that smoke, he had the T's contained in regards to what half of the bomb site they were in until that point. Kenny, yes. How does he win that duel? That's insane. KGB's had enough.
Just Kenny S things. But yeah, that was an interesting round, because obviously, even though Dignitas won 4 rounds in a row, they have been pretty close. And in EnVyUs' position, you should be aware that if they go for a buy, it's going to be a weak buy, a mixed buy, so to speak. And as soon as they see the op, in my opinion, on Cat, they should probably go for a really fast B split. Just group towards mid, maybe just pop flash if there's someone with a CZ close behind doors. Smoke off CT and focus towards that B bomb site, since the op is probably the best investment they have in the round, and you don't really want to face it if there's no reason for it. Well,
it's going to be down to a very, very weak situation on the money, but of course Cajun does save the AWP, so you know, with an AWP in the right place at the right time in a round like this, you can always win it, but it's going to be tough. Cajun's going to go straight towards B, actually, so perhaps he's... I wonder, I mean, if they're thinking that this is more likely that EnVyUs will go here, because it's a very common anti-eco round to play fast into B, but Cajun's going to push straight in. He's going to... I think they might have heard him actually collide with the nade there, so they might be aware that he's close, but no, Happy actually sort of pre-aiming further down, didn't expect the CT to be so close, and that's a free frag for KGB. So it all begins now. Can KGB get more frags? He's got teammates to run distraction here, and he gets the time to reload. Another shot connected. Great stuff from KGB, leaving things in a 3 versus 1. Kenny is now the man who has to stop this, but the shenanigans are still on here from the Dignitas side, despite being down to 2 players.
Death by paper cuts with these USBs, although Config's picked up an AK now, and Kenny's picked up the bomb, but which way will he go? He's got a minute to play with, and let's see, if he chooses to run on short, then they'll hear him from CT spawn, which is why he's walking in this situation, although he has no idea where the other CT is. He knows where one of them was. And indeed, the run begins. But the CTs should have a read. I want to say that they'll hear it from that position. And indeed, you can see Rubino starting to march up. So Kenny going for the bad plants. Basically, that's one of the hardest plants to defend for AG. Just looking for players here. I think he tagged both of them with one shot. He did. Config's got 8 HP. Next hit wins, perhaps, if Config can find ahead with the AK. Kenny S with
there you go.
A purely absurd shot to finish things off.
Yeah, that first shot, which is just like the pure panic reactions, that's kind of that basically tells you how much raw talent's on that guy when it comes to warping, because that's just such an awkward shot, but he manages to hit both players with one. So great. Well, very well done to Kenny S. What a clutch. And that's going to send EnVyUs 7-4. But still, a lot of damage was done.
Definitely great play by Kenny, and it seems that EnVyUs wants to go for a fast B split.
There was actually a run boost there on Devil, giving him a super fast timing down into middle, but looks like he can't use it to good effect. Dignitas are ready. They're ready for this.
Dust2, the run boost party. He plays down for EnVy, and again, we saw Hiko actually lurk in that position last night to great effect and allowed his teammates to bait and make people look in the wrong direction. No such luck here for Dignitas, though, who've now lost 2 players after being 2 players to the good.
So they're good.
On the wrong end of a retake. Got 1 play coming in towards the tunnels, make that 2. So we'll see where EnVy choose to focus their efforts. There are no kits on any of the CT, so they are against the clock at the moment. NBK's position is going to be quite annoying. Kenny's playing close to the door, not going to work out for him. Just 1 play left. There are no frags for EnVy on this hold, and the round will go to Dignitas.
Yeah, just to quickly touch on that previous round, do you guys think that KGB made a good play with those 4 kills towards mid when his teammates had pistols?
I thought it was pretty solid.
So why doesn't he get rewarded the normal kill bonus, and then he would have had the money to buy another op, but instead he had 4,400 because the kill reward for the op is $100. So he kills 3 people, gets $300. Why? Why do you hate the op? Well, please. Now you can.
I don't even remember what it was before. Was it 300 before?
It was.
Or 2? Or something?
But that was before they nerfed the AWP actually. That they. I think they nerfed it when
right,
before they nerfed the AWP, but then after nerfing AWP they didn't change that, so it was like an extra nerf. But yeah, looks like the shenanigans here. Looks like it's a very clear round here from EnVyUs, but they just couldn't get it going. Kind of cut off, losing players before they can throw the nades and use all the utility to get onto the site properly. So well done by Dignitas in that defense. Perhaps that maybe a little bit sloppy from EnVyUs in some senses as well, but it'll be the 7-6 Dignitas winning back around. So EnVyUs back on just awful money. So it's a tough situation. It's been a really interesting first half in that respect. Neither team has really gained full control.
My friend. Sorry. So we've got a few deagles coming out for EnVy. A few pistols here and there, and 1 HE. So not
to buy an HE and an eco.
Yeah. I always wonder. There's like no plan really. Just run around, try and get some headshots. I'll buy a HE. And then we'll see what we can do with it. Like you could get a pop flash through doors, for example, or anywhere else, or even on short. Try and pop flash the AWP, try and get a bomb plant, but
Gonna get that nade.
Yeah, gonna get that HE. Where do you even throw that HE? On around like that?
If you get head control.
I prefer a flashbang.
I prefer it too, but
yeah, there we go. Who are we?
Your casters, you're washed up.
Although for just a mere $100 more, you could get a Molotov. But we are into another buy round here, and players are being lost on both sides. MSL's gone back to the auto sniper once again, and this time he hasn't died just yet. As I say that, of course, he is going to die, but he's at least got 1 frag for his $5,000 spend. 2 versus 3.
Quite inefficient so far indeed. Tensky, great position, very nicely handled by Devil, just immediately taking him down. That play gets really awkward if he's allowed to peek and repeat because you can't kill him. It slows you down very much, but Config's actually found his way in here due to the smoke and the general delay. Config now has something to work with. 2 players oncoming, 1 from CT. Config does not know that player is there. He's very exposed. Oh, he gets the kill onto Devil though with a headshot over the top using the ledge, and there it is as well. Config. Great display.
What is that?
I don't even know. so nuts. And in this round as well, Dignitas going for an aggressive cat play, getting completely shut down but still saving it with the clutch. So 4 rounds won by EnVyUs, 4 rounds won by Dignitas, 3 rounds won by Envy, 4 rounds won by Dignitas.
Great reading skills, Dan.
10
out of 10.
It's so interesting because it's a very back and forth game, but there were clear segments of dominance, but not for too long. And we've seen so many games lately which have been no more than 2 rounds of strung together. So it's quite cool to see from that point. But the auto snipers are so inefficient. 1 kill for over $10,000.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
So that's nice.
Well, let's see. CajunB and Kenny S both top fragging for their respective teams. So the AWP's putting in work on both sides. And we are just between 1 round for these 2 teams. So Happy going for a bit of a poke. Quite the opposite to lurking there, although he has retracted. That is an interesting smoke, actually. Obviously, normally you would see it go onto the Xbox itself, but that one just completely blocks off short, presumably expecting some aggression from there. But you can see Kenny S holding an angle now. There's 2. Can he find the 3rd? Yes, he can. 3 kills for Kenny S, so the smoke has worked against them. They put a smoke down, didn't flash through it, and now the bomb has been left there. It's down to 2 versus 2, though, with over a minute, far over a minute on the clock here. So there's still work to be done here for the Dignitas side. Kenny's still alone at the moment, with Apex coming in for the rotation. It's going to be a duel here. Double peaks coming in, but Kenny with 4. Can he get the ace now? No, he's going to be denied by CajunB, who I think he bursted Apex at the end there. What an absurd round.
Well, what does Kenny have to do to win the round?
Kill everyone. People.
Apparently needs to kill all 5.
I mean, I agree. I don't. It's a cool smoke and a cool threat. But if you're going to run through it, why not pop flash? Why doesn't the player who has the smoke just buy 2 flashes and you prevent that from happening? Kenny S maybe gets 1 kill flashed and that's it. But in the end, Cajun manages to bring it back, prove his worth.
Ooh, this could be bad.
Here we go, the spray down. Garden hose.
Good.
There's multiple garden hoses, James. They're attached to fire trucks. But
That's more of a lawnmower, Dan.
The lawnmower.
Yeah.
All right.
They got mowed down.
Okay, well, it's going to be Happy to
By the
try
lawnmower.
to get this 1 versus 3 clutch. Using many clutches so far in this matchup, and it's now time for Happy.
To run around the entire map non-stop.
Yeah, Happy
That's what he does when he's the last man.
Happy always just runs when he's the last man. It's super.
When he's the last man, it's like the round's basically over a lot of the time because he just W. Let's go.
Every time, right? Every
Yeah.
time he just runs. It's crazy.
I think he just doesn't have the patience for such a situation, it seems. Because it's completely consistently. It's like, oh, I'm the last guy, okay. I haven't got time for this. I'm gonna go. A character's trait, perhaps. Personality trait, rather. Well, who knows? Maybe it's a character. So Dignitas 3 rounds ahead now. Envy on the eco. And who was it? Somebody was talking yesterday. Maybe it was you, Janko. I don't know. But someone was talking about how on ecos, a lot of teams at the moment are not really putting any effort into it. In a sense that it's just having like a default setup. Like here, Envy have basically just different here and there, and they have a default setup. So they're not like trying to concentrate their people together to greater effect or trying to have some aggression somewhere. They're just literally playing a default, but on an eco, which might be somewhat inefficient. Actually, I think it might have been a video that somebody posted.
It was me, James. I talked about it yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Me and Dan had a nice long discussion about it because the games were pretty one-sided.
Yeah. So this may be what we're seeing now. It looks like it, certainly. Obviously, Envy are going to be stronger individually than a lot of teams, but on a grander scheme of things, it could be a problem.
And it's interesting because they did it in the 2nd round, right? That they went for long and the pop flash, it didn't work. And then in the 3rd round, they just, let just everyone do their own thing.
Yeah. But I mean, it just makes a weak setup already, well, even weaker. So, I agree. It's quite a nothing round for Envy, and that puts Dignitas 4 rounds ahead.
Was config, was he just going mad BM mode there, shooting the corpse?
Too much sugar.
Too much Sunny D.
Been rubbing sugar into his gums. It's gone straight to his head.
I feel like that's something you probably did when you were younger.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I would never do that.
Not with sugar, at least. moving swiftly on.
Very swiftly. Dan, it's time for you to commentate now.
All right, well, it's a lacking situation on the utility for EnVyUs, but they do have the AWP out on Kenny S, so there is hope. But Dignitas are beginning to start to run away with this this 11-7 that they have. So this would be a very, very detrimental round for EnVyUs to lose, considering that Dignitas would likely be up against an eco from them in the following round, putting them to like 13 or so. So really important one for EnVyUs to nail this defense. And they've gone very, very passive, very default on the setup with one on Goose.
Yeah, but you can see what Apex is doing. Apex and Kenny are on the B bombs, and Apex is saving that smoke. He was jumping around the double door, and if he saw someone, he would probably smoke off doors, and then one player would focus on tunnels, probably Kenny, and Apex would just focus on window. But now they switched it up, and he threw the smoke in the tunnels, so all that I said became completely irrelevant.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Janko.
Great. Well,
Back to you, Dan.
back into the round. So back into the actual round. We have Dignitas going for the long take now. So setting up the A split. And again, with Happy on Goose, actually, I think this is a good setup for EnVyUs. As long as they're able to hit some of their shots. Devil's going to go down for naught. Now, that's a really big issue, as Happy now can't really do his job in supporting the defense from Catwalk. He's got to turn his attention to long, and he's going to get split on from two angles. Can the timing be good here? Will Dignitas even push him? Here comes MSL through the smoke. Easy frag for Happy. The bomb planted for long there, it seems, from Config. So very awkward position. They know Happy's still in the back. He's going to get the frag onto Config, but the trade comes in. And all because Devil died so easily on long. It all unravels very quickly there for EnVyUs.
That must have been some serious miscommunication from EnVyUs, because they didn't have cat control, but Devil was retreating from long. And in that situation, it's almost impossible to defend the A bomb site, right? So yeah, they were maybe trying to switch their focus from long towards cat, but the timing was awful, and Devil was caught in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Yeah, I felt like that, especially not having Kenny S on the car or something. It's just super weird. So caught in the transition.
Well, Envy back to a team eco now. Well, there's a lot of Kevlar, actually. We'll see how much money they have left in the hole. So far, so good for MSL. Nice nade as well. And Envy do not have the range advantage for these engagements, unfortunately, and the numbers will start to disappear. So Tensky sees the cross, and they can just use that information. They'll find containing Envy here for the time being.
It's also interesting to see MSL on the off engagement, on the AK, on the T side.
I guess maybe role-wise, while they don't have time to transition, it's better to continue as normal as possible, which was perhaps MSL before KGB came in. It is Dust2, though, but maybe as the in-game leader, he just finds it easier if he has to worry about one person in a new role as opposed to two people. What do you think?
I mean, probably. It's also that they
Does
never
that mean no?
they didn't play. No,
there are two types of Janko probably. There's a probably when you're in other studios where it's like, stop talking, and then there's a normal probably. Which one is it?
I think they didn't play Dust2 that much, right? So it's maybe just MSL picking it up, feeling it. It's completely random at this point. The problem is Cajun doesn't top that much on T side. Even in Astralis, he was mostly doing it on the CT side. Mm-hmm. And Device on the T side, even when they had two oppers. So maybe it's something that he's going to have to practice if he's supposed to be the main opper of the team, or maybe they're going to split it between him and MSL on the CT and T side.
I'm trying to think of one of the CIS teams. I'm kind of thinking of Flipside when they had World Edit and Simple. That they had, I think World Edit was the primary author on the CT side, because he was kind of like the reliable pair of hands.
I think it only depended on whether Simple wants to op in that particular round or not, James.
No, I really think there was a period of time where World Edit was the main author on the CT side, because Simple was too volatile and he could go down pretty early, and then they'd have a big problem on their hands, as opposed to World Edit, who's just going to like hold an angle more, for example.
Yeah, play for the team more.
A really consistent player, that World Edit.
All right, well, here we go. They're going to peek into Kenny S. He's got the really deep angle there as Kenny on the plateau position, so they're going to lose one man, pick up the... okay, well, thinking about picking up the gun. And Kenny's just going to sit there. Marley will be mollied off, but he gets the smoke, gets shot in the face. And now it's time for EnVyUs to go for the retake. Dignitas here are going to be able to rely on KageNB, going for the flank play. And that should basically secure the round because it's going to be too difficult for the CTs to get out of CT spawn at this point for them to mount a comeback. A crossfire being set up here. When you have aggressive defensive setups like this, it becomes very, very difficult as a CT side indeed. And, I fear for EnVyUs because, going into the second map, which will be Mirage, that's a really strong map for Dignitas. Their T sides there are so prolific, especially. I mean, even though they have occasion B for Kirby, and their faster AK style is really strong.
Yeah, but it's easy for I think a player to adapt on T side Mirage, right? Especially because it's a map that Astralis plays a lot. So Cager knows his way around Mirage, and it's up to MSL to just tell him what he wants from Cage, and particularly in some strats. Most of the smokes are also pretty simple, and I don't think Kirby was the one doing much of smoke nade throwing in general.
Right.
So I think it's going to be okay for them on Mirage, definitely. And that was a really important round because EnVyUs had a really strong buy, and they really needed to win that one. Now they're back to a pretty weak buy with a FAMAS and a Scout on MBK.
Indeed, you can see Apex playing close towards B. I do wonder if we'll see it push a bit later on. Doesn't seem so. Perhaps this will be a passive one. Shorter's more or less been given up for the time being by the CTs. MBK playing with the Scout from the A site. And he can make quite a nuisance of himself with that Scout. Especially the jumping accuracy will be very strong from this position in particular. And he's not going to get a tag on that particular instance, but that's some information for Dignitas to play with now. Some free information, considering nobody was tagged. Still with a lurker outside long are the Ts. Perhaps they'll be moving to, well, I want to say a B split, but there's only one person in mid now, so maybe this will be a bit of a brute force.
This is the perfect round to play too. I mean, the rotation from A is super long, so the B push becomes the optimal play to make, and here they go. Just have to get the opening kills, and once both players are down, the rotation's so, look how far away it is still. They can get the easy plant, easy post plant. KageNB is going to hear two players coming at him from middle, so he'll probably get at least one frag here. So much damage done by KageNB. That's the round over there for EnVyUs, and that's going to be 15 here now for Dignitas, unless MBK goes absolutely ham, but of course Dignitas do not allow it. They play for trades right at the end, and that will be the 15-7.
This is something we see from G2 on their T side, right? Because the CTs play that B bomb site as a duo mostly. An often setup is that they will, when they see a smoke towards CT spawn, they will both focus towards mid, leave B open, kill the Ts on that side, and then wait for their teammates to go for the retake. And that's exactly what Dignitas wanted to bait, with KageNB doing it by himself and the rest of the team going towards B tunnels and just exploding together. And they got the trade kills and got a pretty comfortable round win.
Well, Dignitas now with 8 match points, game points, excuse me. 3 people in B for the CTs, and surely that's the indicator of some aggression indeed. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. There's 2 people pushing through B apps at the moment. Oh, Tensky just almost showing an ear. Kenny will be denied, however, but we'll see if Dignitas will play on this before the push comes in. NBK starting as he means to proceed. Apex taken down with no response. Kenny starting to peek it out, and that is a huge problem. They may think B is empty though, but they're still happy there with the FAMAS. He could put a stop to this. Tensky going to run straight into the gunfire there. Happy comes into the white peak, can't get the 2-man spray down, so now things are falling apart for both teams. We've got a flank coming in from mid while the bomb moves into the site. KageNB will hear the jumping of NBK. And I think there is... they heard him. Well, it seems that they did.
That was fine from top mid.
Well, there we go. So down to Rubino now versus 2. Spots 1, the HE flies in, and it's goodbye, Devil. So it's NBK. He's got a AK actually rather than a Scout, waiting for Rubino to reveal himself, but he will do no such thing just yet. Coming out now, spots NBK. He's taking his chances. He can peek with that flash if he wants to. NBK's going to get taken down. 16-7. Map 1 goes to Dignitas.
Well, it's a pretty strong scoreline. I mean,